Thanks, Ann. It looks like it's a program that's well worth trying to replicate in other parts of the state. Next, we'd like to talk about what's happening in terms of training, because jobs are important to people in terms of fighting poverty. If you have a job, you're less likely to be in poverty, even if it's part-time, as we heard about earlier. First, we'd like Richard Phelan to speak about efforts being made with the Milwaukee Center for Independence, which is a nonprofit social service agency in the Milwaukee area, dedicated to assisting individuals and families with special needs to better live and work in the community. Richard is the vice president there, in charge of employment services. He leads the team responsible for client training and workforce development, commercial services, and programs that do light assembly and packaging, as well as the Hospitality Academy, which offers food service and green custodial training to clients and individuals with barriers to work, providing meals to 40 facilities in the Milwaukee area. Prior to joining MCFI, Mr. Phelan was a vice president at Metavante Corporation in sales and marketing management. He's a graduate of St. Norbert's College and received a Master's of Science in Management degree from Cardinal Stritch University, serves as an adjunct professor at 3 area universities, and serves on the Milwaukee Leadership Task Force and consults on strategic planning and workforce development with several area organizations. Richard.
Good morning. Thank you, Thomas, for the introduction. As Thomas mentioned, the Milwaukee Center for Independence is located in Milwaukee, and in fact, specifically, if you remember Julia's map, we're right on the border of the dark purple area that she had in Milwaukee. So if you look to the east of our building, you see Marquette University and the Milwaukee skyline in the background, and if you look to the west of our building, you see the police station that serves that neighborhood where there's 39% of people living below the poverty line. So in terms of the faces of poverty, we see them every day because they're in and out of our building on a regular basis with us. I want to talk about, I want to just mention one other thing. In addition to employment services, we have a financial services agency as a core service, and the financial services agency's primary activity is administering the funds for the IRIS program, and I've got responsibility for that, and not for this presentation, but if in hallway conversations, if you have questions or comments regarding IRIS, I'd like to talk to you about them, because the 4,700 IRIS participants all have an employment goal in their plan, so obviously employment is part of that whole effort as well. The mission for employment services is to really be a community resource. And I think that's the key thing for us, is we look at ourselves as trying to find ways to collaborate with the business entities in our community to find opportunities for employment for our folks. Thomas mentioned our Hospitality Academy. Just to give you a scope of that, we run 8 kitchens in Milwaukee. We serve about 10,000 meals a day out of those kitchens, and most of our customers for those are choice and charter schools. And then in addition to that, our packaging operation, the biggest part of our packaging operations is providing breakfast kits to the Milwaukee Public Schools. And we prepare 30,000 breakfasts a day for children in Milwaukee Public Schools. So that's 30,000 children who qualify for free and reduced breakfasts in our community. So obviously we see the impact of poverty every day in our situation. 30,000 people is as big as my hometown, Fond du Lac, as you know. And so it's a big effort. But one of the things that we do as a result of that is we know a lot about food. We know how to buy food, we know how to prepare food, we know how to deliver food. So it's very natural for us to be working with the food service organizations. So as people go through our training programs, we look for opportunities to place them with companies that are in the hospitality industry. And it's not just McDonald's, and it's not just Altera Coffee, and it's not just Subways, although we have relationships with all those organizations. But we're placing our clients into the Bartolotta restaurants, which are the marquee names for restaurants in Milwaukee right now. So we have some high-end customers as well. And what's interesting about that is when you place one person in those places, and if they do well, when you place the second person in into a Bartolot's restaurant, the first person takes it very seriously that however that person behaves is going to reflect on me. So they're going to make sure that their colleague is doing the job, and the circle continues, and we just keep going, and we place more and more people there, and they take care of each other, and they watch out for each other, and they let us know if they think there's some breakdowns happening. So.